Right. Guys, thanks for coming. I'm so excited to have an entire full Zoom. Um, for those of you on Sunshine's team, hi. It's so nice to meet you guys. For those of you on my team, hi. It's so nice to see your smiling faces. I'm really excited that we can all get together and chat. If you don't know, I met Sunshine at Silver Summit a couple of months ago, and it was like love at first conversation. Her and I just bonded immediately. And the really awesome thing about Sunshine is that her name is so fitting because I literally am like, you're the most positive person I've ever met. And that was even before I knew her story. And guys, her story is so powerful. And I'm so excited for you to hear it if you're on my team. She is such a humble leader. And when her and I sat in the airport for like 3 hours and just heard each other's stories, it was really eye-opening. She's an incredible leader. She's been a success story this is her third company, I think, or you built 3 businesses prior to this. She's an absolute rock star. And now she's doing it again at Q. And I mean, we don't have any questions why she's here. And she's just blowing the lid off again at another company and doing incredible things. I truly feel honored to be here and on a call with her because I know that she's going to bring some fire tonight. She is awesome. But I'm going to go first. I'm going to share my story, and then we're going to talk a little bit about systems and a few other things. And then I'm going to pass it on to Sunshine. So hi, my name is Alexi. I am a new platinum here. I don't think I've said that yet on a call. So hi, that's exciting. Last month was wild, wasn't it? But yeah, I came here from another company. I started with a company. I was there for 7 years. I was there for a long time. I had a lot of time and energy and emotional stuff there. And I loved the company and I loved the products. But after 7 years, I wasn't seeing much success. And it was hard. It takes a toll on you, right? Like if you come from another company, you know what it feels like to pour everything into that company and not see the return that you probably rightfully deserve, because we know what it takes to work hard in this industry. And in my last company, we did things very, very differently. It was very much every man for himself. We never would have had a chat like this with a cross line because she wouldn't be making any money off me. It was very money driven. And it was also oversaturated. There were so many things that I didn't realize until I got out and I was able to really see it from the other side. And being on the other side is so good. And again, if you're here from the other side, then you know what I'm talking about. I feel like network marketing, the whole industry, the MLM, that mindset can be very damaging for a lot of people. And I think that's why Q is so beautiful, because a lot of us came really jaded into this business expecting it to be the same thing, and it's not. We've created something beautiful here. Our councils do an incredible job of keeping the community the way it's meant to be, and I love that. It's something that I will talk about all day long. But I felt burnt out. I had been there for so long. I felt underappreciated. I certainly didn't know my value. I didn't think that I had any. And when I would talk about this to my uplines, it was always the same. I wasn't doing enough. I wasn't working hard enough. It was my fault that I wasn't seeing success. It definitely had nothing to do with the compensation plan or the products. It was me. And so I left, just feeling like I was done with the industry. But at the same time, I watched people make money. We've all seen people make money in network marketing, and I believed in the structure. I believed in being able to stay at home with my babies and make an income. And while I was able to do that in my previous company, I wasn't doing it to the level that I felt like I was capable of. Like I knew that I was better, that I was worth more than what I was doing. And so I looked at a lot of different companies, and I settled on Q. I found a leader that I wanted to work with, and I joined her, and it was the best decision I ever made. I mean, the rest is history. I remember when I joined her that day, I said, whatever you tell me to do, I'm going to do it because you found success. And if you tell me what to do, I'm going to do it. I'm committing to that. I'm all in. I'm coachable. Just tell me what to do. And I remember her telling me, we've got these systems and they work, right? And I came from a company where there were no systems. We didn't have anything in place to help us be successful. It was just kind of you had to make it up as you went. Every single team had their own systems. Every single team kind of did things differently. And so I really held on to this idea that we had systems that worked, and I plugged into them right away. And sorry, I have like stuff in my thing. But the cool thing about our systems is that they do work. They're taught by corporate. They're taught by every single team. Everyone does it the same way because they are effective, right? And so when I jumped in, that was, again, that's what I held on to. But the other reality is that I had to unlearn a lot of really detrimental things that I had kept from my last company. And I think as I started, that was the hardest thing for me to do, was to start over and get rid of this idea that what I was doing there was going to work here, because the reality is we have a business mindset here. I had an MLM mindset over there. These are two very different things. And it's so important, if you are coming from a different company, that you leave everything that you learned at the door. That's what I learned. And I kind of learned it the hard way. I hit bronze last month during Black Friday, and I immediately lost bronze by like a lot the next month. And when I sat there and I really broke it down, I realized that I wasn't using the systems. I had come to a point in my business where I thought that I could do it on my own. I thought that the systems were just for people getting started, and then you grow out of using the systems. And I realized very quickly that as soon as I plugged back into the systems and took my business all the way back to basics, that's when my business blew up. That's when I hit silver, and then I hit gold, and then I hit platinum. It's when I relearned the systems. Like, we went to Silver Summit and I was at the cabin in July as well. And I remember them talking to us about these systems. And I'm like, yeah, systems. I know these systems. Like, I learned about these systems, but why is that relevant to me? Like, I'm bronze. I know what I'm doing. But when you actually break it down, they work. That's why it's relevant. It's so relevant. Like, that's what this business is built on. And I can tell you personally that to this day, I still follow the system to a T. And it's something that I teach my teams to do. And I encourage duplication in, because it is the best way to be successful in this business. Even when we're learning how to do opportunity calls, why do you think every team uses the same slides? It's because this is corporate taught company-wide systems. And it's amazing that we're in a company that teaches us these systems and has given them to us on a silver platter and said, look, if you do this, you will find success. So they work when you use them. Don't try to do it on your own. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. I know that with my last company, it was all about standing out from the crowd, doing things differently, making classes, making scripts, doing all these things. And it was so much work, and it took up so much of my time. And the cool thing is that with these systems, you're not doing that. You're not taking up all of your time trying to reinvent the wheel, because the systems work. If it's not broke, don't fix it. I say this to my team all the time. Don't try to branch out and do all your own things. Follow the systems till you get bored. Like, the best way to be in this business is bored, because you're doing the same thing over and over and over again. But that's where the success comes in. I got stuck at bronze for 8 months, 7 months, because I had to relearn everything. I thought that I knew it all, and I had to go back and realize, okay, I was doing it wrong the whole time. I need to launch my business partners. I need to edify my leaders. I need to edify my sidelines. I need to get people in group chats. Like, to me, the most important part of our systems are group chats. And that sounds so crazy, because I understand that we could all sell these products and sell this business on our own, right? Like, you can sit there and you can talk about it, and it feels really good to know what you're talking about and to be able to sell the business or sell a product. But the awesome thing about edification and about bringing in a third party is that you don't have to do that. Not only are you going to learn how to talk to new people and how to sell the business and how to sell the products, but you're also going to be able to not have to close the sale. And for so many people, that's huge. We're talking to people that we have relationships with, and we don't want to ask for the sale. We don't want to ask for the close. We don't want to force them to join this business. We don't ask them the right questions because we're emotionally tied to them, right? you have this emotional connection with someone. And so you know their situation. So you're afraid to ask the scary questions and you don't. So you're not screening people properly. You're not closing them properly. You're not giving them the correct information because you're not jaded, but you're biased because you know them. You've created this friendship with them. And so when you bring in a third party to help close or to help explain the business, what you're doing is you're creating not just a community, you're showing them what your community looks like, that it's different. You're showing them that, hey, if I can do this, you can do this. Look, I just connected you to Sunshine. That's all it took. And now you're my business partner and you can connect your person to me or to Sunshine too. Like she's here too. You're showing them that it's not just you. You're showing them that they have more leadership beyond you. And that is so important. Like, yes, of course it's great. And at the end of the day, of course they're going to join because they want to work with you. But the cool thing is that because we work with the newest people, they also get to work with the people at the top of your business. And those are the people that you want to be bringing them in. To this day, as a platinum leader, as a gold leader, as a silver leader, I still bring my people into group chats every single time, every time. And 99% of the time, I'm bringing the people into chats with people who are lower ranks than me. Because I can still edify people who are lower than me, but their story is what's going to close the deal for this person. It's not my story. If someone's coming to me and they have no kids and they work a full-time job, that my story is not going to relate to them. They might still be really interested in the business, but I'm going to find someone on my team that's going to connect with them. And I'm going to say, oh my goodness, I have this friend. Her name's Christy. She's incredible. You have to meet her. She's a full-time speech therapist. She doesn't have any kids and she still works this business. And I just know you guys are going to hit it off. She's been so successful. She hit executive in her first year here. That's huge. It doesn't matter what people's ranks are. You can edify them. And you've also got me and Sunshine and Laura and so many incredible leaders that it should be easy for you to edify. And we're just sitting here waiting for you to throw us into group chats. Seriously. I'm like, guys, please put me into group chats. Like, I can't help you unless you throw me in your group chat. Like I can close anybody. Just put them in a chat with me. Let me talk to them. Like we have worked tirelessly to know what we're talking about and to create this story and to have these testimonies so that we can help you. And so you throw your person in a chat with us. Not only are we going to be able to close them so that you don't have to, but we're also going to be able to show them what is possible in this company, not just by our success, but by showing them that they have more than just you. And then they walk away from that conversation thinking, wow, Sunshine's really cool. I really connect with her. I'm really excited that I get to work with her too. And I have her phone number in my phone. So if I have any questions and Leah doesn't answer me, I can just go directly to Sunshine. It makes it feel less intimidating. And even if it's a product, guys, yes, you could probably sell a sleep spray on your own, but what's going to be even more impactful to your customer is connecting them with someone who has a testimony that's going to blow their mind and is very similar to their testimony. In our team, multiple times, like once a month, I'm telling people, share your testimonies. What's your story? So that we can edify them, so that we can connect them when that time comes. It's so important that you really have these relationships, not just with your upline, but with your sidelines and cross lines too, because that's how you're going to get the most effective closes. And you're going to get the most out of bringing people into the company, into your team, into everything. They're going to feel like they're a part of it before they're ever even a part of it. And that's important. Again, yeah, it's that third party validation. But again, that's just, in my opinion, the best part about our systems and one that I think is critical. But even more than that, I think that anytime you're talking to a new ambassador, it's important to look at that launch document. It's important to go back to step one. Have you invited them to an op call? Have you sent them an op call from someone else? If you haven't, that should be your step one every time. And again, be selective about which op call you're picking. There are so many opportunity calls out there. And if you don't know which one to send, message me, message Sunshine, message your upline and say, hey, I have this CrossFit girl and she's really interested in selling Q at her gym. Which opportunity call is going to be best? Ding, 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 Katie Bristow, let me send you her most recent call. And you send them a call by Katie Bristow because Katie Bristow is going to resonate with them. She owned a CrossFit gym for years and now she's on the advisory council. Show them what's possible in based on who they are. Everything we do in our system should also be tailored to exactly who we're talking to. So you get them on an op call. What's next? They're going to message you, or you're going to message them and follow up and say, hey, what did you think about the call? What are your thoughts? Like when I joined with Brittany Hitch and I said, hey, I want to know about Q. I'm interested. The first thing Brittany Hitch did was send me an op call and say, watch this call and then ask me questions. Even Brittany Hitch is using our systems and she's a royal diamond. Like if Brittany Hitch is still using our systems, then every single one of us should be using these systems. It's critical. So you get them on an op call, they come to you or you go to them and they're going to start asking questions, whether it's about the business or the products. And from that point, I immediately want you to connect them. So they're going to say, okay, I'm interested. I have a couple questions. I don't know if this is for me. Like I'm so busy. I've got 3 kids. I don't know. I've done this network marketing thing before. Oh my gosh. I have to introduce you to my friend Sunshine. She was actually with another company. She knows what it's like to feel jaded. She's an incredible leader. She just came over here. She's flown through the ranks. She has absolutely changed my life. She's the best mentor. I'm sure she has a couple minutes to chat with you. Let me just ask her. Nothing has to be done right away, right? It doesn't have to be a quick close, but edify your leader, edify your sideline, edify your friend, and then bring them into the conversation right away. Before you even answer any questions, connect them with someone else. And then when Sunshine gets in, they're going to start hitting it off. They're going to start audio messaging each other, having these conversations. And it's going to be like they've been best friends for 5 years. And when Sunshine asks for the close, she's going to be like, yeah. And you're going to say, oh my gosh, I should have been doing this the whole time. Or when people put me in chats, it's fun for me because I then get to know my newest person. I have a relationship with them. I'm able to help them more because I have their phone number or I have their Facebook account, and I'm able to reach out and say, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you joined our team. I'm here if you need me, reach out at any time. That's important. We want our people to have, sorry, my dog is like crying. She's so weird, but we want them to have the ultimate experience. And of course we want to close people. And of course you could close that person on your own, but that's not how our systems work. Our systems bring people in. And then as Sunshine's audio messaging your friend, or as I'm audio messaging your friend, you and me are going to be on another conversation being like, all right, this chick's going to be a really good fit. I like it. I think she's going to be a great ambassador. And then instead of you having to sit there and be like, okay, can you commit to an auto ship? Do you want to own your own business, to your friend that you've known for 10 years? And they're going to be like, what? I, or Sunshine or Laura or any other leader gets to be like, okay, I'm so happy that you're stoked about this opportunity, but like at the end of the day, this is a business. Are you actually prepared to own your own business? And you kind of just get to sit there quietly, take yourself out of the conversation and learn, so that when this person joins and they edify you, you know exactly what you're doing and you can close them in the exact same way that myself or Sunshine closed your person. It's learning. It's not just systems. It's how we teach you to do this job effectively, and it works. And then, so then you get them in the chat. We're talking, you and me are deciding, is this person a better fit for a customer or an ambassador? And then we close them. And the cool thing is, if they say, you know what, I'm not ready right now. I don't have the funds. I'm really interested in Vitalize, but like, I just can't afford it. Next month, when Vitalize goes on sale, I'm going to be calling you and saying, hey, remember that girl that we had in a chat last month who really wanted Vitalize? Make sure you follow up with her. Or I'm going to get in the chat and be like, hey, Sally, Vitalize just went on sale. And I know we talked about it last month. At the end of the day, it's teamwork at its finest. And that's what Q is all about. It's about all of us helping each other. It's about teamwork. It's about working together. And if you're off trying to do it all by yourself all the time, you're not only going to get lonely, but you're going to get burned out. And that is everything that we don't stand for. And so my best advice is follow the systems. I paid the dumb tax for all of you. So just trust me when I say it doesn't work to not follow the systems. I did it for a long time. I went to the cabin in July, I know I said this, but literally it was like the wake up call that I didn't know that I needed. I didn't go to the cabin thinking that I was going to learn about systems. I talk about systems on my launch calls every day, but I wasn't using them. And as soon as I started bringing them back into what I was doing every single day, that's when my business changed. It was when I I unlearned everything that I thought that I knew from my last company. Because in my last company, I was forced to do everything on my own. I had no help. I had no support. My upline was doing their own thing. They didn't have time for me because I was below their fourth line or whatever. They were hardly even making any money off me. Their bottom line was themselves. And so they didn't have time to help me. But the cool thing is that you're in a company now where we do have the time to help you. We want to help you. You just have to connect us to people. Like when they talk about tap rooting, that's what it's all about. You bring me your people and I will close them. All we're asking you guys to do is bring us the people. We can help you close them, especially if you're new. Don't try to take this all on yourself. It's hard. You don't have all the answers. You don't know the questions. And I tell my people all the time, when you're brand new, that's when it's easiest, because you can literally say, hey, I'm really new. I don't have all these answers, but like Sunshine, she's so good at this. And she's already made tons of money in like 3 companies. And if there was ever a mentor who could like really show you what you're doing, it's her. I'm going to connect you with her because she's incredible and she's going to blow your mind. It's so easy. And it's such a easily looked over step in the systems because we think we can do it ourselves. But my best advice is that for the rest of this month, you put every single person that you talk to into a group chat, whether it's with me or Sunshine or your direct upline or a sideline. Figure out who this person needs to talk to, who's going to resonate the most with this person, who could change this person's life, and talk to them, connect them with them. Think about your customer first. Don't think about yourself. Always put your customer first. I'm going to get Sunshine on, but I'm going to say one last thing. There's a girl on this call. Her name's Shelby. She was one of my first ambassadors. She came to me really interested in Vitalize. And I was like, oh, cool. I'm going to sell a bottle of Vitalize. And I was talking to one of the other leaders on my team and I was like, stoked, I'm going to sell some Vitalize. And she was like, well, does she want to do the business? And I was like, I don't know. I mean, she just wants a bottle of Vitalize. Like, she didn't say anything about the business. And she's like, put her in a group chat with me. I put her in a group chat with my friend who also has an incredible testimony with Vitalize, like incredible. And come to find out, they both were experiencing the same symptoms, the same issues. Not only did Shelby join as a customer, but she joined as an ambassador and she's running for bronze this month, all because I put her in a group chat. And had I not put her in a group chat, a lot of the people on this call wouldn't be here. I probably wouldn't be platinum. And oh, there is a Sally in here. I probably wouldn't be platinum and she wouldn't have this business and her and I wouldn't have what we had. It's all because I put her in a group chat and let somebody else do the work. She was my friend. I was like, I don't know. I'm not going to try and sell her the business, but my friend sold her the business. And now she's an integral part of my team. She's an integral part of my life. She's one of my best friends. Please don't discount the absolute fire that our group conversations, that our group chats and the, like what they can do for your business. All right, Sunshine, I'm going to pass it off to you, friend.
Awesome. Oh my gosh. I love it all. I love you. You know what, you guys? First of all, for those of you who haven't met yet, hello. It's so good to see so many beautiful faces. I think it's just such an honor to be here. I am so pumped. And what I love so much about Alexi and myself is that, like she said, we're like 2 peas in a pod. We literally are holding hands, sharing our experience at Silver Summit. But what's really cool is that she has built a phenomenal organization, right? She's an exceptional leader. Clearly that is very obvious in listening to her. But what I really love about her story is that she came from not necessarily success, right? With her last company making a few $100, stuck it out for 7 years. And here I have been in the industry for, I don't know, like 14 years, but it was about after my son was born, just to kind of give you a little bit of a background, like I was the person who had the job that I loved, but I was shy. I didn't know a lot of people. I didn't have any confidence. I didn't know people. I didn't get out. I was busy. I had all of the excuses as to why it wouldn't work for me, right? So I know that maybe some of you have some of those excuses, or chances are you will run across people that have them. And so those were just my objections because I was afraid of failure or success or whatever. But once I really decided that I wanted to be able to be home with my kids, and I kind of shifted, okay, stop thinking about why it's not going to work and start asking yourself, why is it going to work? And what does your heart and soul really truly desire? I wanted to be able to replace my income so I could quit my job and be home with my kids. And I have been here for, well, my son turns 11 in 2 weeks. So for 11 years, you guys, I have been home making way more money than I was at my career. And so I'm so, so grateful for this industry. But what makes my story so unique from her story is that I have built, this is now my 4th success story in the industry. And I promise this will be my biggest build ever. That first company that I was with, that I built success when I decided I was going to replace my income, I was able to grow it to a 6-figure income. And I actually walked away from that because of shady leadership. And people thought that I was crazy, but I know that it was all part of God's plan and like showing me that I could create success. But I remember my husband, like the guys at work, like, has your wife lost her mind? You know, literally walking away from $12,000 a month was a very bold move. And kind of a long story short, I built to a top of another company that didn't work in my most recent adventure. I just walked away from thousands. I was in the top tier of that last company. And so what I can tell you, for those of you who've maybe been in this industry before or not been in this industry, I know how valuable and how special that everything that we have here at Q, because I have built the success in multiple companies. I have seen the shady leadership. I have been a part of the ground floor flashy company that closed doors because they didn't have the business smarts that Q has, right? And so I really truly believe that a part of my journey is that here I'm unlearning a lot of things, but I can truly see so much value in how incredible we truly are. And that is what, first and foremost, you all have to know is your belief, right? You all started here for some sort of a reason. And I want you to never, ever, ever lose sight of what brought you here to Q, right? Because here's the deal. This is not a get rich quick. Right? And I want to make sure that you check yourself before you wreck yourself. My team hears me say that all the time because we can be our own worst enemy, right? By the thoughts we think and the words that we speak, right? And so when, okay, not if, but when you feel stuck in your business, when you didn't hit the rank that you think, when that person falls off, when that person who you thought was going to run and do amazing things and they don't, when you were so pumped up that this person was going to join your business and they were going to crush it, and maybe they join another team or another company, or when that person falls off. Okay, because I'm not going to blow smoke and tell you that it is a perfect world, because it's not. I want you to be prepared, because if this was easy, every single person would be doing this. But you know what? Yeah, my friend and one of my business partners, Jacqueline, she's amazing to work with, and she's been with me in this whole entire journey. She always says this journey is like an up and down roller coaster, right? You're going to have highs, you know, where you're super excited. Oh my gosh, I'm creeping to the top and you're so excited. And then you're going to have that whoosh, and then you're going to be like in the unknown space. And then it's like, you're going to be on a wild ride of up and downs. You have to prepare yourself for that. Okay. So when you're not getting the results that you think you should, where is your mind going to go? That's the question you need to ask yourself. Are you going to stay so attached to the long-term vision and where you're going and what your heart and soul truly desires? So that is what you guys should first and foremost know. Like, what is your why? If you could wake up on your birthday in 5 years from now and it look any way, first of all, the first question is, how old will you be? How old will your kids be? Like, let yourself process that vision, right? How much will you be making? Will you be in let's just go here. If in 5 years you knew that you would be platinum, $15,000 a month, maybe it takes you 1 or 2 or 3 years, but let's just say 5 years. Okay. Let's say it takes you 5. Will you stay true to your why and what your heart and soul truly desires when people are talking bad things, people fall off, you don't hit that rank, right? When all of those things start happening, will you let them take you off the railroad track? Will you let it pop you off the roller coaster, right? Or will you know that it's not a matter of if, but when you stay attached to the process, when you stay attached to the vision, when you use these systems and master the boring basics, not out there trying to reinvent the wheel because I'm there's something else that they're missing. I know that if I go do this one thing, that's going to be success. Y'all, like Lexi just said, Brittany Hitch is making $160,000 a month by doing the boring basics, by continuing to be consistent with the boring basics. So you have to have some real true conversations with yourself about when you're not seeing the results that you have. Your belief still there? Will you be deterred? Because I'll tell you this, I walked away from a lot, you guys, and I was not in a position like set up and prepared to go from what I was making to $0. And I honestly, yes, I hit silver in 6 months, which is amazing. But from what I walked away from for my family, like I was sick to my stomach. And it has given me so much anxiety because I thought that I would have been silver far faster than I was. Okay. And so I personally had to check myself because I was wrecking myself because I was getting in my head and thinking, why is it not happening for me? Why is this person ranking and I'm not? Why are these people not? What is wrong with me? Right. And so that is when I personally had to reevaluate. I was so focused on what wasn't happening or other people's success stories that I was out of my lane. And if you're out of your lane and you're comparing yourself to other people or other teams or where the grass might be greener, but it's not, because here with Q, we know that it is a simple system and we have the support company route wide. There's no hidden secrets or missing gems anywhere else. Okay. But when we get out of our lane, we get off of our track. And so you're not moving any closer to what your heart and soul truly desires, right? When you're out of your lane and you're paying attention to the problems, like I tell my kids, you want to have a conversation with me? Are we going to focus on the problem or are we going to focus on a solution? Because found when you're focused on problems, you're not going to find a solution if you're focused on the problem, right? Bottom line, period, end of story, right? And so you have to ask yourself, are the thoughts I'm thinking and the words I'm speaking and the actions that I'm taking bringing me closer to my birthday in 5 years when I hit platinum? Or whatever your heart and soul truly desires, right? Have that vision and know that no matter what, anything that happens, anything that anybody says, that you cannot be wavered, you guys, that you know, and you're so confident here at Q and what we have to offer with our corporate and how they work with us. We know the products are amazing. We know the compensation plan is aggressive. We know these systems work. And so you have to stay so true to that and not get caught up in comparison, because comparison is a thief of all joy, and not get caught up on, oh, well, I should have been this by now and I'm not. Maybe you should take a step back and say, okay, it's time maybe that I reevaluate. What does God want me to learn right now? This is my journey. Everything is happening for me, not to me, right? Where can I check myself before I wreck myself? And how can I reevaluate where I am and where my thoughts are, right? So I just want you guys to know that this is not a get rich quick, but it's not a matter of if you will be successful, but when. And the faster that you are so confident in your belief, in your knowing that nothing and no one can waver you, the faster that when will be your reality, right? And here's kind of the thing. It's like, okay, so you're brand new, maybe you've been discouraged, maybe you've been out of rank for a while, you're not stuck. Okay, you're not stuck anywhere, you're not a tree, you can move, you can do things, right? But there's something for you to learn. There's a skill for you to reevaluate. And that is just the thing. If you're using these skills or the system that we have, then maybe it's time to talk with your mentor, get on the phone with myself or Lexi or somebody that you're working with and find out what is it that you're doing? What is your reach out language? What is your follow-up language? Are you using the 3 ways, right? Because it's these skills and nobody is perfect and we have all done it all wrong. And sometimes it's just learning how to strengthen those skills to reword things different, come at it with a little bit of a different approach, right? That doesn't mean that you're wrong or you're bad, right? We all make mistakes, because if I came on here today and said, you guys, from the second that I started, every single person I talked to signed up and they all blew through the ranks and it has just been the most amazing ride, that would not be relatable. But I have had people that I've talked to join other teams. I have had people give up. I have people told me they're going to run and they don't. Like, I've had all of it happen and I'm still learning. And that is what I love so much about this, is that I believe that God placed the desires on your heart 100% because you are fully capable and able of achieving them. You are so worthy of them. So first, I believe that you need to believe that and you need to know that. And I believe that you need to hold so true to that vision and know that you are at the right place at the right time, surrounded by people who 100% love you and care for you and believe in you and your dreams. And if we could flip a switch, we would, right? But let us believe in you until you believe in yourself. But I encourage you to push yourself outside of your comfort zone. Okay, because I can come on here right now and share all the fire and hope to bring inspiration to you today, but I didn't start like that in this journey, right? I have pushed myself even before getting on here, you guys. I have my chill right here because I have really bad anxiety, social anxiety. Like, I'm like, oh. So, but be true to yourself and who you are and where you're going, knowing you're exactly where you're meant to be, and be open and willing to learn and grow and tweak things to become better, strengthen that skill, right? And knowing that we're going to continue to grow and evolve, right? And that is the beautiful thing of this journey, to where when you have that next person on your team that is ready to partner with you, you can say, oh my gosh, let me tell you what you did. That is totally fine. You want to hear what I did? Oh my gosh. My first message to some of the people, I told them a whole story, right? Like, I've done it all wrong. And that's fine, because as a leader, whether you're leading 1 or 1,000, that makes you real and relatable, right? But here's the thing, you guys, is people buy belief. They buy belief. Facts tell, right? The fact is we are the fastest growing wellness company in the world. The fact is we have incredible, corporate staff. The fact is we have amazing systems that work, but it is the stories that sell, right? So learn your story, learn the stories like Lexi was talking about the people on your team. Share the story and the vision of where you're going. When I first decided, you guys, and this was after my first 2 businesses that I failed, when I first decided that I was going to quit my job and replace my income and be home with my kids, the whole world knew it. I was talking that loud and proud. You guys, I'm so excited. I found this company that I partner with. It is absolutely blowing my mind. I'm going to watch me. I'm going to replace my income. I'm going to quit my job and I'm going to work from home. And they knew that. I'm going to pay cash for Disneyland. I came from a family that divorced and was chicken today, feathers tomorrow. We had no money. We had food stamps, right? I never traveled until, because of this industry, I bought myself a plane ticket to travel for the first time, right? But people knew it. And so they started partnering with me because they bought into my belief and my confidence, not in myself, because that wasn't there. And I know sometimes it's hard for us to talk about ourselves, but that's what makes you real and relatable, right? If I can say, oh my gosh, you guys, this is so, so scary, but I believe in my heart that I'm going to be able to take my kids to Disneyland because of this business. I believe that this will be my biggest build ever. I believe that I will help thousands and thousands of people make money in this business. I believe that wholeheartedly. And I really don't care what anybody else says. They can tell me whatever they want to say, and that can be their own opinion, but I almost guarantee you that the longer that they pay attention, the longer that they watch, eventually they will believe, because my belief is so powerful, right? And nothing and no one can waver me, not even a bad month, not even somebody falling off, not a comment, not a nothing, because I've learned that every thought you think and every word you speak, that was the backwards, every thought you think, every word you speak, it brings you one step closer or one step further from where you want to be. So ask yourself, what do you believe to be true about Q? What do you believe to be true about where you will be in 5 years from now? And are you passionately sharing your belief? Don't lose faith, my friends, because you have what it takes, or else those desires would not be on your heart. But don't compare yourself to anybody else. And don't lose sight of that, because I promise you, in 5 years from now, like, I could start crying. You're going to blow your own mind. Statistics, though, unfortunately, are 70% of you won't be here from then. So please don't be one of those statistics. It's like one of those harsh realities. You're like, oh my gosh, like, take a picture of this Zoom. Let's revisit this in 5 years and see who's there. Let's change the statistics. I believe that we have something so special and so beautiful here, though, at Q, that statistic will be something completely different. So thank you. That is it.
I love it. Guys, is Sunshine like the epitome of her name, or is she not? Like, she is, right? When I first met her, literally, like, she is contagious. She is infectious. And that's why she is like my battle buddy. I love working with her. I love learning from her. I feel like I love having her here. And going off of what she said, something that I think is so important is, when you're sharing your story, do it authentically. Like she said, the best person you can be is yourself. People want to believe in your belief. They don't want to believe in my belief or in Sunshine's belief or in anyone else's belief. Like, they want to see you. They want to hear your story, and your story is so different than mine. And that's what's so beautiful, is that I did it, but your story is going to look so different than mine, but it's still going to be incredible. And Sunshine's story is so different than mine, but it's still such a beautiful story, and everyone's story deserves to be heard, and everyone deserves to give themselves time. I think a lot about when I was stuck. I wasn't stuck. I'm not a tree. When I was at Bronze for a long time and I was battling some of my own issues, and I thought, you know what, gosh, is this worth it? Am I in the right place? And I look back at those moments and I think to myself, if I would have quit, I would never have been here. And so, as to close this out, I just want you guys to think, if you quit today or you quit next month, what are you actually missing out on? What are you walking away from? What made you say yes to this business? What inspired you? And use that to inspire other people. Get really good at casting a vision for people. Get really good at showing what brought you here and what makes you so excited about this opportunity, because this opportunity is truly unlike anything else out there. And the minute that you really grasp onto that fact and you realize that we have something that Sunshine left a 6-figure income to come to, because she believes so much in the vision of this company and she believes in where this company's going, that's when your business is going to change. The moment that you really realize what you have here and you start shouting it from the rooftops unapologetically. And that's one thing that I learned from day one, was I am going to share this every single day, until I reached out to everybody I knew. And I said, I am so excited about this. And some of them said no, but a lot of them came back and said yes, because they watched me, and people are watching you, and they're going to keep watching you. And the second that you stop being consistent and you stop showing up, that's when people are going to think that you're done, and you're going to miss your chance. And I don't want you guys to miss your chance. So I'm going to stop recording, and then we can do some questions.